We're here to welcome Craig David Dowsett over to the Movie Rankers podcast. We're very excited because this is Craig's very first interview that he's done. Craig obviously is bringing to life Winnie the Pooh in the new horror film, Winnie the Pooh. Is it Blood and Honey?
Yes, that's correct.
Nice. Okay, well, that's really exciting. Thank you for, giving us the time. Really appreciate it.
That's all right. Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, totally. So let's just crack on straight away. How did you get started with all this, like in the film industry? I mean, obviously, I think you mentioned you're an engineer by trade. Like,
Yeah.
how did you get into movies?
Also, I do a lot of martial arts as hobbies and bits and bobs like that. And I thought to myself one day, I'd really like to try and get into doing like fight choreography, doing fight scenes in movies, in the background. I just love that sort of style and genre of doing that in films. So it all started from there, really. And then I travelled the country up and down. I was meeting new contacts, training with them, learning how it's done, learning about the business side of it and things like that. And through contacts, I got my first extras part in a sci-fi film, which is obviously not martial arts based, but it was a start for me. And then it just gradually grew from that, and more opportunities came in, and yeah.
What film was it that you got your first part in?
So I got my first part in a film called The Area 51 Incident, which is due out, I do believe it's November this year. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I think it's November.
Isn't it under the same production company as Winnie?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the same production company as Winnie the Pooh, yes.
So basically, you made a very good impression on
your I'd like to think so. Yeah,
acting role, and it led you into this.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
How were you approached for Winnie then? Did they just send you the script? Did they see what you'd done in that, and they were like, "Well, I got a job." Think he's
yeah. This part. So since the Area 51 movie, I checked back in with them a few months later to see what was going on, what they were doing, what productions they were working on, and if they had any, parts, castings going, anything like that. And then they got back to me and said, "We've got this film coming up called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Would you like to play Pooh Bear?" So I was immediately intrigued. So I was like, okay. I was like, oh, wow, brilliant. So I said, yeah, I'm interested in that. So they sent me the script through, and I read the script, and I was just like, wow, I was blown away. When you get a quarter of the way through it and you stop and you think to yourself, blimey, this could be, something really, really big. So yeah, I was all in from there. I was like, yeah, brilliant. Let's do it. Yeah.
So was a horror an avenue you were a fan of before? Were you?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I love horror films. It's just the buzz and the thrill of sitting down in your downtime, lights off, TV on, horror film on, and there's the suspense and the all the jump scares, everything. I love it. Gets your adrenaline going.
Totally. I mean, we've been fans of horror for years.
Yeah.
To the point where we would when we were kids, we would stick on a horror film, and then we had this like walking trail by our house. So about 1-2 o'clock in the morning, we would go do the trail, like scared shitless out of our minds, young kids, thinking every noise we thought was going to be like some sort of serial killer jumping out of the bush to scare us. But yeah, we're still here, so it worked out right.
Yeah.
So what was your when you first read the script? Did you draw any inspiration from? Did you take anything from any of the characters you watched in the past?
Yeah,
I could use this, or I feel that this is how Winnie would
yeah,
be.
I kind of went to Friday the 13th, Jason, and tried to take a bit of inspiration from that. Just his pure stature and menacing movements. He's big guy, and I was trying to sort of like use a bit of that sort of movement and role in my Pooh character. So yeah.
So what? I mean, obviously it's a mask. From the trailer, people don't know, or when it first came out, they didn't know whether it was meant to be a bear or whether it was meant to be a killer in the mask. Either way, we don't know yet. What was it like working in that mask? Because surely, you know, from the trailer you can see you're eating honey and the movement of the mask and everything in itself.
Yeah.
That must have been quite a tough thing to adjust to straight away. I can't imagine it was very comfortable in there.
Yeah, it was. Well, first off, it's not many masks in the film. We are actually Winnie the Pooh and Piglet.
Yeah.
So like man.
There was kind of a lot of no one knew when they first saw snippets of it. There was a lot of hearsay saying it was this or it was that. And, there's still people querying it, even though the trailer's out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, it's not just men in masks running around. No, but yeah. So yeah, getting into costume. Yeah, it's cool. Wearing the mask. Yeah, it's because it was my first time playing the role of a masked person. Putting that on was a bit strange at first. It was almost like have you ever wore ear defenders?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like having those on. You can't hardly hear anything because it's quite tight and restrictive. So it was quite hard to hear. So I had to say to the guys on set, you know, when you're giving me instruction, you know, really sort of shout because I can't hear anything. But no, other than that, once it's on, it's comfortable enough, and you just get into character and just smash it.
What was it like with the breathing and stuff? Because obviously, you know, you're playing quite a physical role.
Yeah, the briefing was okay until you're sort of like maybe running or, you know, doing something where you're breathing and your heart rate goes up, and then it could get a bit difficult. Like sometimes, you know, you're like holding the mouthpiece open a bit to draw a breath. But yeah, no, it was all right. Yeah.
So you said horror, you're a fan of horror movies before you actually got the role. Do you remember your first experience with horror? Because I think for me, I definitely remember what that first kind of taste of, you know, realizing what horror was back when I was a kid. Do you remember yours?
Yeah, I do. It was actually a horror sci-fi film. It was Alien, the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember how old I was or how I even saw it or a part of it, but yeah, it scared the crap out of me. Yeah, it absolutely did. I must have been quite young. I don't know how I saw it. I can't remember, but yeah, it scared the absolute life out of me.
I think there's always that, like, even though it scares you, there's that want or that need to watch more, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
I was terrified of these films when I was young. I think one of my first experiences was, I think it was like Halloween 5, and my mum used to babysit with somebody who had it on VHS, and whenever we went round, I would always ask to watch it, but then I would always be terrified going to bed in like the next few days, but then I would always want to watch it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's something like about it, isn't there, that you just want to see more, even though it does scare you. I think.
Yeah, it draws you in, doesn't it? Yeah.
Which, judging by the trailer for Winnie, I think definitely think you've got success on your hands there.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
With the buzz of everything, I mean, it's been on TMZ. You've been on Good Morning Britain. It's been all over America.
Yeah.
You know, the publicity and everything for it is just beyond, I'd imagine, what anyone thought it was going to be. How are you dealing with this? I mean, as you said, you've not long been in the industry, and then kind of the first major role you get, you're getting all this great publicity. So what's the attention been like for you?
Yeah, it's been really, really great, actually. I'm really enjoying it. Just taking each day as it comes. It's quite a surreal feeling because, you know, you turn on your web browser or YouTube or the TV, and there's some article comes up about it. It's quite funny to see. You sit there and think, wow, it's like you just can't believe, you know, you're getting all this great publicity and hype, and yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah, what's been the most surreal one that you've been like, oh, hang on a minute, that's kind of...
I think when it went on ITV News and Good Morning Britain, that's when it was like, you know, because they're like the major news channels in the UK. So yeah, seeing it on there, that's like when it really hit home. It's like, oh wow, this is happening.
So with every good story that's come out, there's always been a negative.
Yeah.
With how is everyone dealing with the you know, well, I wouldn't say, well, yeah, I guess it's backlash from the people who see Winnie the Pooh as something who shouldn't be glorified in horror, but should just be remembered as a kid's.
Yeah, there has been mixed response. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, which I respect. But the children's version of Winnie the Pooh, that's still there. That's immortalised. That's always going to be there for them. This one is for a different audience, where it's a different take on the lovable children's character. For a horror audience, really, it's people saying this ruining their childhoods, but my childhood was over a long time ago, and it's not ruining it. I've still got fond memories of the Winnie the Pooh that was and still is there for children. This is just another side of it for a different audience.
Well, that's my point exactly. I'm like, if you don't want your kids to see it, then keep them away from it. Pretty much, isn't it? You don't need to. You're saying it's there was a lot of people saying it's ruining their kids' childhood view of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
and that should be keep it away from them and let people who want to see this version enjoy it. Yeah,
exactly that. I mean, children shouldn't even be able to watch the film. That's down to the parents to police that, and it's not for kids. So
no. Yeah. So back to the character itself.
Yeah.
Said you took inspiration from Jason with the movement and stuff like that. In the trailer, there's a bit I was rather impressed with. It was you on the roof of the car, right? Now, you're saying this is your first part. That is the car. You were on the roof. The car was going. What was it like shooting something as intense as that? I mean, I can't imagine that was very pleasant in a mask doing that sort of thing.
To be honest, I think being in the mask made it easier because you couldn't quite see and visualize everything that's going on. Right. So it's sort of like dulled it. So it's like you're not like, oh my god, I'm on the roof. It's just like, because when you're wearing something like that, a mask on, all your senses are sort of change. You feel like it's a bit restricted, so you can't sort of like spatially, sense everything like you normally would without a mask. So that made it a lot easier because obviously it was bumpy going along, but it was great. It's just like, hold on, right, here we go.
Would you say that's the most physical thing you had to do for the film, or is there other things that were left out of the trailer that we're in store for?
There's other things, which I can't give spoilers to,
but not at all.
There are other bits.
Very cool. So what can we kind of expect from the film? Does the trailer kind of sum up the whole feel of the film sort of thing? Is it just going to be a slasher horror?
So what we can expect is a fairly deep storyline, which is going to be really good for the viewers to follow, and you're really going to see something new, something different, something unique, just purely because it's Winnie the Pooh and Piglet on a murdering rampage, basically. So you're all in for a treat, and it's one where you need to go into it with an open mind, really, because, like you say, everybody knows Winnie the Pooh as what he is and was. Viewers need to just go into it with an open mind and be like, right, okay, and hopefully you'll all enjoy it.
A lot of people are questioning how this film was done. Can you explain, like, kind of the situation of how you got the rights to use Winnie the Pooh and stuff like that?
Yeah, so basically Winnie the Pooh went into public domain in January this year, which therefore means anybody can use the image of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet as they please, but as long as it's not an identical likeness to the original. So we changed the costumes so they're as far away as possible as the Disney's version. Yes, that's why I'm not wearing a short bright red top and naked from the waist down.
So when you say it went into the public domain in January, was this film planned? So they kind of, the director or the writers or whoever knew it was going into the public domain, had this idea a while ago and were just waiting for that opportunity, or was it it was entering and then they kind of came up with the concept?
I don't know for sure. I mean, given how much planning and detail went into it, I would say they were waiting for this to happen, because what we've done is not something you can just knock together that quick from January. You know, it's a lot went into it. Yeah.
And how long did you have on the shoot? How long was the shoot?
It was about 10 days. Yeah, 10, 11 days. Yeah, long days.
But I'll take it was all virtual night shoots as well.
There were some day shoots, some night shoots. Yes, yeah, it's a mixture of both. Yeah, yeah.
Where was it shot? Sorry.
It was shot in Ashford.
Oh wow!
Yeah, quite close to.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where the inspiration for 100 Acre Woods came from.
That's brilliant. I mean, that looks so brilliant in the film. The way it was all set out, where Winnie and Piglet were living, and stuff like that. It was. I think this is going to be something that people are going to be talking about for a long time once the film's released. So what do you think, or where do you think this franchise is going to? When's it going to get released? Is it the actual film itself? Are they aiming for early next year?
I think they're aiming for this year, towards the end of this year. I don't know an exact time frame, so I can't really tell you. But I definitely think they want to get it released towards the end of the year. So yeah.
And I mean, with the success and hype of the film already, and it's not even been out.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think the future is for you and Winnie? Do you see this as this a character that you're going to end up playing 10, 11 times down the road? Do you see it as again, or have they said this is going to be kind of a one and done thing, or what are your hopes for it?
Yeah, so I hope there will be many more. I mean, I know the director has expressed an interest in doing a sequel on one of his interviews that he did. Whether that comes to fruition, that's up to him and the production team. But I'd love to reprise the role and make this into a franchise. 2, 3, 4. That'd be amazing. That'd be epic. They're a very, very talented bunch. They've got so many ideas, so I can't see why they couldn't do it.
Excellent. And what's next for you? Because you've got like a couple of projects on IMDb that are in production.
Yeah.
Coming through. You've got, as you said earlier, you've got Area 51.
Yeah.
What else have you got coming up in the pipelines?
Yeah, so I've got Area 51 to come out. Obviously, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I'm working on another project, which unfortunately I can't talk about because it's very early stages, and it's Secret Squirrel. So,
Jason, with the new Friday the 13th,
and also there's another one which I know you know about, Colin, anyway, which we can't talk about either.
Can't talk about that either, can we?
Yeah. So yeah, there are things in the pipeline. I mean, we're mid-September coming up, so yeah, there's not too much longer till the end of the year, and hopefully next year things will pick up even more for me, and more opportunities come about.
Well, I mean, success is already coming your way. So you've got the conventions coming up.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to plug that quickly, feel free.
Yeah, so I've got my first convention booked. That's Stoke-on-Trent. That is Sunday the 9th of October. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's my first one. So yeah, I hope to see you all down there, and that would be fantastic.
Wow,
that must be quite a buzz. Thinking that.
It's great. I went to Collectomania 27 last weekend.
Yeah.
Just to go there to get a feel for that kind of environment and see how it all works, how it's all done, and yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Have you been working on your autograph?
I have. Yeah, it's at first, the more I wrote it, the more it changed. So I was like, right, okay, what's going on here? So yeah, I have been practicing that, and yeah, I think I've just about got it now.
You've got to nail that because you're going to be signing a lot of things, I think.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so that's every night, get the pen out, do a few, right? Let's practice.
When it is released, what are they kind of hoping for? Cinema release or?
That would be absolutely epic. Cinema release, Netflix premiere. That would all be great. I'm not sure. That's now down to the distributor, where they want to take it from there. But yeah, we'd all love a cinema release because that's what you aspire to.
I think that's when horror is at its best, when you first see it, anyways, in the cinema.
Yeah.
Get a proper feel for everything with that. So that'd be brilliant. I mean, I don't recall a horror film having as much buzz as this.
No, not for very long.
Not for a long time.
Not that something like an established franchise.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So we've got our fingers crossed for you and everyone involved.
Thank you.
Do you want to plug anything where people can find you on social medias, stuff like that? Anything?
Yeah, just my Instagram at Craig David Dowsett. Yeah.
Nice one.
Excellent. Well, Craig, anything else you want to add?
No, I don't think so. That's all good.
I appreciate your time. That's been a great chat with you. Best of luck with everything with Blood and Honey and any other projects you got coming up.
Thanks, guys.
And the conventions as well. If anyone does fancy a trip up to Stoke, then go and say hello to Craig. He's a lovely bloke.
Cheers.
He's got a very, very decent signature as well, apparently. Right. Well, thank you very much, Craig.
Yeah, cheers, man. Really appreciate it.
Nice to see you guys. Thanks for having me on the show.
And you can come back anytime when Winnie the Pooh 2 comes out.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'll see you there.
You know, you're the first person I ever shown this place to.
And why am I so special?
Because soon we'll be Christopher and Mary Robin. You should be close now.
We're not going to find them.
We will. Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, we were friends for many years, and they're out there.
Christopher, we need to leave. Now.
I really need to find out what's happening there, okay?
This place is kind of cold. Did you say it has a pool? We need to go. There's... Laura's dead. There's someone else outside. What was that?
We used to be friends. Why are you doing this, please? I would have never left, I swear, I swear.